Hey, tech team. If we have not had the chance to meet yet, my name is Dave, and I want to tell you a little story. So last Easter, 2025, after the service, a couple comes up to me and just is super excited about the experience that they just had in the Easter service. They're new to Kelowna. They just moved from Dubai. She's Canadian. He's South African. Beautiful couple, and very influential in their points of work. And they just said that they're on a spiritual journey. They've been married just a few years, and God just seems to be bringing them back. They just moved to Kelowna because they wanted to move back to Canada, and they literally Googled best places to live in Canada, and Kelowna came up, like as if we didn't know that. And so they moved here on a whim. Following the prompting of the Spirit, they show up on Easter. They had a ton of questions, and over the next months, Travis and I ended up building this really beautiful relationship with them. They're on this incredible God journey. Spirit's doing some stuff in their lives, restoring them in areas of their relationship, and even more so, restoring them in areas of their spiritual walk, both independently, kind of coming together for the first time as a couple. To the point that last summer, they wanted to be baptized. And they didn't want to do it in a traditional way. So they had a couple of other friends that wanted to be baptized. And so we figured out, hey, let's do this downtown at a park. And we're going to throw kind of like a feast afterwards. So we brought tables and everyone wore white. It was like an en blanc baptism. I got baptized in a white bathrobe. So that was a little weird when I was 14 years old. But just doing this white celebration of newness, this death to the old self and resurrection to new life was just really beautiful. And so we celebrated. There's probably 40 of us in the park, and it was beautiful. When we walk through people in the baptism process here at Trinity, we make people aware of the spiritual significance that they're making in their journey. They're making a public declaration of their faith, and we know that that heaven celebrates and throws a party when that happens. We're also very aware that there is evil in this world that does not want them to succeed. And if they hadn't experienced it already, we tell people that you can probably bank on something going weird in your life in the next couple of weeks. And sure enough, right after their baptism, their worlds kind of fell apart, specifically their marriage. It blew up in a significant way. And as much as we tried to navigate through that, it just didn't seem like there was a desire to not just reconcile, but just even to forgive. Like it was nasty, to the extent that I ended up taking a road trip with the husband down to Savannah, Georgia. We spent 50 plus hours in a cab of a U-Haul to get himself distanced from this relationship, and he was going to go back to South Africa. Savannah was a stop before he went over. And so we just talked about what forgiveness looks like, the hope for reconciliation someday, knowing that if there was any type of movement in their relationship, it would have to be a miracle. Now, this entire time up until their baptism, they'd been like coming to weekend services like with great regularity. In fact, they brought a bunch of their friends along, and they would have a posse every weekend, and they loved their Trinity experience. Brought them closer to God. The music, the media, the message, the community, all wrapped up into something that was just new and fresh for them. And now it's all broken and it's all messed up. But both of them are still watching online. They're actually in different countries. Neither of them are in Canada for a couple of months. And they continue to watch. And slowly the Holy Spirit begins this work. The husband actually comes back to Canada. They meet up and they recognize that there's something that still is unresolved. Travis and I had the opportunity to partner with them to get connected to a local counselor that we trust deeply, who really did some deep personal work with them and spiritual work. And just this last week, Travis and I sat down and had lunch with both of them. And at the restaurant, they held hands. They looked at each other with a newness that we hadn't seen before. And so I tell you that story to tell you this. Their journey could not have happened without you and your contribution in how you serve. Whether it's creating, curating, executing these beautiful weekends that we get to experience together here on campus. And then even more so, how that gets now put online. And people are able to access it no matter where they're at, or no matter where their spiritual journey is at. So when you come and serve on a weekend, I know you're pressing buttons. Some of you are leading in different ways or following in other ways. You're doing your very best with the gifts and skills that God has given you. It matters. It matters more than you know. And there's one couple whose marriage is restored, found Jesus, and their life is now forever changed. They're moving back to South Africa to start all over again. And let me tell you, this is a powerhouse couple. They have significant influence in the world. And now that their marriage is restored and they're back on track with Jesus, I'm so excited about what God's going to do in and through them. It's going to be incredible. And you, each one of you on the tech team, have a part to play in that story. And I'm so proud of you and so proud of our church and what we get to do together. Way to go.